Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Retro Gamers Podcast, fully modded. Larry here.
And Anthony here.
What's going on, Ann? How are you?
All right. I'm feeling episode 232 today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling. Did I say 232?
Nope.
What did I say?
You didn't say anything. That's why I
Oh,
said it.
I'm sorry. Look at that. I immediately I'm modded. See, they
Yeah, I
changed
was
my
just gonna say
profile.
you modded yourself, and might I suggest updating that ROM?
That's that.
There's
It's
something
not booting
fault.
up.
No, there's something faulty in your ROM.
Absolutely. Yes, 232, as Anthony graciously pointed out. Right off the bat, though, we want to thank, first of all, from last week, probably one of the better episodes we had, one of the most reactions we had to an episode, short of the Virtual Boy being destroyed.
My favorite.
Jack was on last week talking about mods and emulations, and we definitely want to thank Jack for last week.
Yeah, very very informative, very educational for both of us.
Yeah.
And just all around really cool. Like, yeah. So thank you, Jack. Thank you.
It really, I've been looking into that. Like, I just peek at it with mods, like watching how some of these people just changing some of these old systems and everything. And yeah, granted, I'm not a modder, not in the sense of I don't agree with it. Just I don't have the space or the time or the money to put it. Well, I probably have the money to put into it. I didn't have the money to buy everything I bought, but I could have allocated it. But in any event, looking into it even more after what he went through, yeah, it's a whole new world to deep dive, and maybe down the road.
Maybe down the road, or just find somebody who knows what they're doing, and you just have them do it.
I have no problem sending him money, or a couple other people that I know who mod, just to
Exactly.
send them and be like, change this for me.
Yeah, but I think in general, it's a good way, just to follow up on it from last week. Also, just a good way to keep your your retro consoles working. Like, just if you want something that basic, where it's like, you know what, I love my NES and I want my NES to continue on, continue working. It's like there are people who can actually mod it for you so that it does keep working, and I think that's great.
And not only modding, but like he said, and we kind of pointed out, like, you have to treat these systems like an old car, like a 76 Studebaker. You got to keep tinkering on it just to make sure the gears are working.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I thought it was really cool to talk about that last week. So yeah, fun topic.
Yeah, so very cool, and some great feedback as well. I honestly was expecting everyone, or a majority of the people, be like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Here's what I have to say. But the internet shocked me for the first time in a long time that there was actually a lot of compliments and agreement.
Well, because I think most of them are waiting for you to come around to it, and now that they see the opportunity, they're like, yes, finally, Larry.
Well, also from personal experience on my own page, I'm only used to just the pure darkness that is the World Wide Web.
Yeah, there is still a little light there, and nobody calls it the World Wide Web anymore.
Exactly. That's why I did that. So, but Jack, thank you again for joining us last week, and we're more than happy to have you back on down the road.
Absolutely.
We actually meant to do some more last week with Jack, as far as just some regular topics, but we kept going, and we went too long, so we got a lot of carryover to this week, which I think is going to be fun, talking about some stuff here, including the results of the Video Game Hall of Fame. But first of all, Ant, I don't know if you have it in front of you, but I do want to point out, did you pick up, it's not your first TurboGrafx game, right?
No, it's not. I have.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought it was.
I have several. Well, it might be my first American TurboGrafx game.
That's true.
But I picked up a lot when I was in Japan. So.
Yeah, no. And that game, it's called Hit the Ice, and
Yes.
I played it a little bit at Game On, and you're gonna love that game. So.
Well, of course I am. It's hockey. Why do you think I wanted it?
Hard hitting. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's talk about some stuff here. We're going to have some news. We got an anniversary, but let's start off with and I've been doing this a lot because I just did it yesterday on the Better Half, announcing a winner of a contest. We have
did your March babeness finally happen?
Yes, it did. And for those who voted, Gina Carano beat Lainey Fenney just by one vote. So
wow,
congratulations, Gina.
So it was like 3-2.
No, it was like 13 to 12.
I'm kidding.
No, 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 no. Trust me, I was expecting low numbers. Only because it's us, me and Frank. But no, I ended up doing pretty well. Of course, if Lainey would have won, I could have had her on the show. But I don't think Gina's coming on. But in any event,
No.
this time around, though,
Have Lady on the show and ask her what it feels like to be the runner-up.
oh, absolutely not. She was very humble to know she was in the finals. We have here the results, the finalists of the 2021 Video Game Hall of Fame.
Well, not the finalists, the inductees.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess you would call them inductees, or you would call them inductees. And it's weird, too, because it felt very quick this year, because last year it took forever, because obviously everything that was going on.
Yes.
So when I saw that they announced the winners, and we only talked about the nominees, only a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So it felt very weird, but I guess timing is somewhat back to normal.
Yay for timing.
So we have 4 inductees into the Hall of Fame this year. And here they are. And we already talked about them last week, so we're just going to go through it. And, I just want to see reactions. First of all, from the Nintendo GameCube, Animal Crossing is in.
Well, I mean, it makes sense from in a timely perspective, considering how the new Animal Crossing is doing so well. So, to me, it just made total sense that Animal Crossing would get in. And a game I've never played either.
Yeah, it was a fun. It's interesting. It is what it is. It's a simulation. It's like a life simulation, kind of, sort of.
Well, it's The Sims, but
yeah,
like a Nintendo version of it. So it's
cuter.
It's cuter, right? Exactly. And everybody I know who has a Switch, like, I think almost everybody I know just talks about, oh my god, I just love Animal Crossing, and I'm like, I don't want to get sucked into it.
I think we're the only two that don't have Animal Crossing New Horizon.
Well, yeah, because again, I don't want to get sucked into it, because then it becomes one of those games where it's like, ooh, it's my responsibility to play. Yes. And we all know your experience with responsibility with your Tamagotchis.
It died because it pooped too much. What am I supposed to do?
You let your Tamagotchi poop itself to death. So.
It did. It basically did. I wish I knew where that thing was. I'm sure it's somewhere. I probably threw it out. Out of Blizzard, inducted 2021 StarCraft.
Wow, another all the games we haven't played are getting inducted. But StarCraft is one of those monumental games where it's like it really set the pace for Blizzard.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't think Blizzard would necessarily be where they are today without StarCraft.
It'd be tough. Tough. A game Anthony, I think, enjoyed playing before, and I think we called this the Susan Lucci of the set, but finally she's in. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Oh, she finally made it, huh? They finally found her to put her in.
No, yeah, basically.
But yeah, you're right. Like Carmen Sandiego's been nominated for a while, I think.
A few times, I think.
Yeah, a few times now. So, and again, one of those games where it was like probably one of the first educational, informational games that was enjoyable to play.
Oh, totally.
Not named Sesame Street. Because you remember the Sesame Street games on the NES?
I do. Actually, I think I have a couple of them.
I actually have a couple of them too, although there's no reason why I should own them.
I remember more the Sesame Street games from like Atari. Oh no, was it in television? It came with a big giant blue controller. That's all I remember.
No, see, I never had those.
Yeah, I had that. I remember.
And to be honest with you, when I was a kid, I didn't have the Sesame Street games either because I was already too old for those by the time they came out. It just happened to be in the years I've been collecting, they found their way into my collection. But getting back to Carmen Sandiego, I remember playing Where in Time, not Where in the World. So Where in Time was the one that I really hadn't enjoyed. But not only was it just really fun to play, you learned stuff, and it came with an encyclopedia.
It did. What is this? The world. Let's take a look at it. The World Almanac. Bordabon, who put the game out.
Yep.
But yeah, you did get a nice thick almanac, which of course every kid wants to read.
Exactly. Well, the only almanac I'm interested in is Gray Sports. So.
So make like a tree and leave. And then the final inductee. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, I mean, that was one where that game has such a rabid base to it. So many fans of Flight Simulator, and again, one of those things where it's like, it's kind of like Animal Crossing. It's like you're taking a piece of life and sticking it into a game and having other people experience it in a way where it's like, what's it like to fly a plane for real?
Yes, it is. And of course, it's coming out on Xbox Series X, so
Yes.
I can't even imagine what that's going to look like.
I'm sure it's going to look like, well, see, it would be cool if like they were able to get the rights of like other video games. So it's like, you're driving over like Vice City from Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that, where it's like, no, but of course it's going to be just realistic where it's like, all right, you're about to fly 13 hours to Tokyo. And it's like,
you set it up before work, and then you stop playing it when you're done with work.
You set it up. You set it up before work. You take the plane up into the air. You hit autopilot. You go to work. You come back.
They got
autopilot,
but they got to release. Like, remember, like that game Steel Battalion that came out on Xbox.
Yeah,
had that giant controller. It was like, God, it was huge. They got to do like a cockpit style something, not just a steering wheel, not just a simple steering wheel.
You want the whole? I want the whole panel. Thing. I want a whole flight. You want a flight panel,
a stewardess. I want a co-pilot. All right, I want a baby crying. Everything's got to come in the package.
It's like, when you buy like the flight panel package, so it's like you're on your entire desk. It's like when you start to when you take off, all of a sudden somebody like shows up at your door and it's like a flight attendant. They're like, "Oh, are we going to Tokyo?" And they're just there with you.
The gentleman in seat 14B is not getting his proper meal.
Exactly.
You have to throw people off the plane. Oh, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be great, sir. You violated our code. Please leave the plane. Here's your parachute.
Before the plane, you were in the lounge bar. Game over.
Exactly.
So yes.
Now that's the flight simulator I want. I want the one where I'm the captain in the lounge and I just miss the flight because I'm drunk.
Oh my God, that is the true simulation, folks.
Exactly.
I am the captain now.
I am the captain now. What?
So congratulations, we're in the Worlds of Common San Diego, Animal Crossing, StarCraft, and Microsoft Flight Simulation.
All flight simulator.
Yeah, whatever.
All well deserved. All well deserved. Congratulations.
Yes, and entering a hallowed hall of the Hall of Fame.
Hopefully, so I'm curious as to, I was going to say, what's the one now? What's the holdout? The one that's been nominated for a while.
I don't know.
Is it Tron?
No, I think Tron was fairly new this year. I feel like I might have seen like pole position on there a couple of times. Maybe I feel like the Mattel handheld football game.
Oh yeah,
a couple times.
That would be. I would expect that to get in eventually. I would think.
We'll see what happens.
Just a matter of time.
So all right, excellent. Now, I hate to say it, but I'm actually kind of going to mention this thing, but it's probably you're probably going to get triggered a little bit, and I apologize.
That's okay.
You'll see why in a moment.
I'll just take it out on you. That's what I always do.
So I finally got Kickstarter. Another Kickstarter came in, and
is it your Polymega? Oh wait,
that wasn't a Kickstarter. That was straight from Polymega.
I know, whatever.
This one, though, is for a system, actually, because I thought I was going to have the Polymega already. Mm-hmm. It's a game I picked up on the TurboGrafx CD.
Ooh.
And as of right now, is probably going to be my only TurboGrafx CD game.
Because you can't play it.
Not only that, but they do get a little pricey sometimes, the games themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It is a game called Jim Power in Mutant Planet.
Very cool.
Right? Very awesome TurboGrafx CD, Pico Interactive.
Oh, very nice.
Very great artwork.
Yeah, the artwork's really cool.
There we go. It zooms in a little bit. When this Kickstarter went, I could have gotten this. They had literally almost every system, including the Amiga CD32, which is very interesting. The artwork on the CD itself, very beautiful, very crisp. So this is the part that's going to bug you. So I went to put it on the shelf, right?
Oh, no.
So I go to put it on the shelf, right? Lay it like that.
Yeah.
Lay it sideways. The word is upside down.
No.
So, now, the wording is fine on this side, but you don't.
No.
You always got to put it spine out.
Yeah. No. Send it back. No. Send it back.
when I put it on my shelf, I'm like, why does something look wrong?
Mm-mm.
I mean, I
No.
guess I can, actually
No.
I can't even take it out and reverse it because it screws
Uh,
up the thing.
yeah, no. That is a production error. Get it fixed.
It's a Kickstarter. I don't know if they do returns.
You need to talk to them about it. You'd be like, the label is upside down.
It drives me nuts, and I got to put it face down
No,
amongst all the
no,
other ones.
you can't do that. No, because then the disc is upside down too, and you can't. I don't know how you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that that your game is upside down on your. No,
The
no,
problem is you're not going to sleep now because of this.
no. I'm gonna sleep just fine because it's not on my shelf.
All of a sudden, I hear like 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, who the hell is that?
Yeah, you're gonna hear at 2 o'clock in the morning me bursting into your house and fixing it.
So it's going to have an interesting place now in my catalog.
In hell. See now, if there was anything to justify, if there was any way to justify throwing out something, this would be it.
Aw, I waited a long time to get this.
Yeah, that's okay. They it up. Ooh,
Oh, there you go. All right, we're going to timestamp that one, folks.
what time was that?
I don't actually know what. I forgot to hit the timer. So, all right, so we're just going to
I'm in rare form this morning.
This is good. Oh, man, I like it.
You said it was going to trigger me, so there you go. There's my trigger.
It sure did. Ant's been drinking. I might have to take a hit off of this. I have on my table I just got Brasso in the mail.
Oh, nice. You don't want to know what I'm drinking. Rhymes with Plano.
On a side note, folks, Brasso, if you're a retro collector, this is a must-have in your household. The work that it does to clean up these video games is phenomenal.
Well, the pins, right?
Oh no, totally the pins. I had a it was one of the Japanese games. I forgot which one I was gonna play. I just popped in a Japanese game to try it out on my analog NT Mini, and it wasn't running properly. That's gonna bug me now. What game it was? And anyway, it was it was glitching and everything. So I got my Brasso. You get a couple Q-tips, just dip it right in, put some elbow grease in there, and I mean that white cotton tip on the Q-tip just turned pitch black. That's how much gunk just came off. But then when I put the game back into the system, it was running like brand spanking new.
Awesome.
Oh, it was this.
Yeah. I do have Brasso in the house as well because
good.
you would recommended it.
Yeah. So this is a must
Very cool.
with your game systems. Jack didn't mention that last week.
He did not?
What? Oh, there was something. Oh, game wise, I got to mention this as well. With Nintendo has been pretty good with re-releasing a lot of games.
Yes.
And Jack even mentioned it last week because he was like, fine, you can get the emulators with these games that are out of print, but if they do a re-release, go and buy the re-release. Look, they're there for a reason, to make money. And I want to mention, not just on Nintendo, it caught my eye because it's coming out on Nintendo. I was going through the coming soon list, and I'm pretty sure they're going to come out for like Xbox and PlayStation. And I remember you talking about this game because you always raved about it. I never played it. But from LucasArts, they are releasing 2 games, Zombies Ate My Neighbor, and their sequel, Ghoul Patrol.
Yes. And if you've never played a LucasArts game, you're really missing out because they have some incredible, incredible games. Grim Fandango.
Yes, that was another one
which I played and finished last year. Yeah, they remastered that. So, so finished that last year. And what other ones? Maniac Mansion. And the sequel, Day of the Tentacle. Yeah, that was LucasArts.
Yes.
Just great. Really, like what they're really good at is they made really quirky, interesting games that you wouldn't necessarily think would be fun, that were great. So, and those are just the ones I just mentioned, just a few. And of course, Zombies Ate My Neighbors. That game was just like nonstop enjoyment for me. Like I absolutely loved that game. I had it on Super Nintendo. I still have it on Super Nintendo. Actually, it's in my collection. But the coolest part about that game is it's arcade style,
Okay.
because I do believe it was released in the arcade at some point. I'm not. You can check me on that,
Possible.
but I could have sworn it was. Um, and I just remember playing it all the time, especially because two-player mode was so much fun. Because you got to run around on the board, um, together or separately, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, what would do like a split screen type thing?
Yeah, I think it would.
Oh,
I
okay.
think if you separated it enough, it would hit a split screen. I
Hmm.
think. Um, but it was just super fun. And again, it's a game I've never completed because it had 100 levels, I
Did it
believe.
really?
I think it had 100 levels, if I'm not
Oofa.
mistaken. And I could never get that far, obviously, because I would always die. Stupid big baby would kill me a lot.
Yes, I
Um,
saw the big baby.
yeah, because you've never played it, and again, it's one of those games where it's like when you jump into it, it plays like a movie almost.
Okay.
It's like, you get like a drop down screen that says level one, and then it gives you the title of the level, like you're in a horror movie,
Oh,
and then it drops you in, and the object is to save people before they get killed by the monsters.
makes sense.
So, yeah, just all in all fun. The weapons in it were very original. So like you had like a squirt gun that would kill people, but then you had like random things like a 6-pack of soda that would blow up, or you would throw popsicles at enemies and things like. And then of course the rocket launcher, because that just fit in with the rest.
Of course.
But yeah, just like really like cool, innovative stuff, like things you wouldn't think of, like totally random stuff. The lead guy in the game was wearing 3D glasses the whole
Yes.
time, which
Yes.
was really fun. And yeah, just it's just that type of game where you can sit down, you can kind of just laugh and enjoy it. And it was also one of those ones where it's like, I'm sure it would have been cool to beat, but it was just fun to play. So it's like, even if you didn't beat it,
Hmm.
like I used to play it over and over again. And it wasn't just because I wanted to beat it; it's just because I had so much fun playing the game. And the levels are quick. You can get through a level in like a minute or two. It's not anything like you have to go through this big, hour-long adventure per
Hmm.
level. So, but yeah, and then of course they ripped off like, not ripped off, but like, they used all different kinds of movie settings. So it's like, horror in a shopping mall, or the whole idea of like a 50-foot baby,
Yeah.
like, attacking a 50-foot woman. So they
Hmm.
kind of pulled from like, horror movie history to just make this really cool, fun game. And even though it was like cartoonish in the graphics and everything like that, it's just so enjoyable. And Larry, you really need to play it.
I plan on it. It is being re-released June 29th, 2021. Lucasfilm Classic Games Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Ghoul Patrol, which was the sequel. You ever play Ghoul Patrol?
I never played
No.
Ghoul Patrol, so I'm looking forward to playing it.
And it's coming out on everything: Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and Windows. So
And
again,
online support, I'm assuming, so online multiplayer.
maybe. I mean, I don't see anything specifically, but possible. It's possible.
Okay, well, I hope
Let's
so.
see. Of course, Zombies Ate by Neighbors was released on the Wii Virtual Console back in 2009, but this is going to be like just a straight up re-release.
Mhm.
It was out on Genesis as well. That I did not realize.
Yes, it was out on both systems. I had the Super Nintendo one.
Yes, and I don't know if they're doing like when they did the Aladdin Lion King twofer. Like
Yes.
they kind of included both like Super Nintendo and Genesis versions. So I
Yep.
don't know if they're going to do that here. Like I'm not sure what the options are going to be.
Beats me.
But nevertheless, like Anthony was saying, it's a straight up game. I've seen it played. Again, I've never played it. So I'm looking really forward to it. It came out in North America September of 1993 on Super Nintendo. A couple months later on Genesis, and be on the lookout for it. June 29th. So that's gonna be a fun one. And I think LucasArts is really trying to get into kind of the re-release. I think they know their catalog, and they
Mhm.
might be just trying to get them out.
Yeah, exactly. Look, retro releases are in, and I'm sorry, I'm looking off camera. I'm trying to see if there was an arcade version. I think I may be
It
wrong
doesn't
about
it
it. I
doesn't
don't
look.
think it
I'm not
was.
seeing one noted.
Yeah, I could have sworn that there was, but I believe I am incorrect. Um, but yeah, it's just that type of thing. Everybody's trying to take advantage of retro, since retro's in now, and
Mm-hmm.
why not release all of these cool games that people used to love to play? So this is no surprise. Again, to your point, like it's already been re-released on a virtual console before. So to me, it's just a no-brainer. Ghoul Patrol is what I'm really looking forward to since I haven't played that. So
Yeah, right. That's also fun stuff. A lot of times when these re-releases come out, it's like, you know what? I didn't play it the original go around. Let's give it a shot now. You know there was supposed to be a movie based on Zombies Ate My Neighbors?
no,
Yeah, there's supposed to something happen and fell through the works. And
movies do.
as far as ratings are concerned, basically almost across the board, 8s and 9s out of 10s. EGM, IGN. So Nintendo Power gave it 3.8 out of 5. So all right. So looking forward to that. Yeah, June 29th, definitely got my eye on that.
Cool.
And there's actually on the Nintendo, I guess, and I think you'd be happy when you hear me say that making conscious effort in trying to save some money, even if it's a couple of bucks here and there. But at the same time, I'm going from physical to digital. So there were a couple of games that I ordered from Strictly Limited Games, which is a wonderful website, unlike other garbage hack sites.
You mean the one that you recently ordered a game from?
Don't know what you're talking about. Please include the audio.
Which Castlevania collection did you buy?
I did not get those. I already have the collection. Digital.
Yeah, but you don't have the really cool physical one that they are offering.
I've said it. They sometimes put out some interesting physical stuff.
Like the thing you bought recently.
But I didn't buy that. I bought a Game Boy game.
Exactly.
The Strictly Limited was releasing some Japanese games over here in the U.S., or at least for U.S. consoles, even though they're based out of England. And one of the games was called Cotton Reboot. It's not a shoot 'em up, as they call it, a cute 'em up. CUTE. It's very cute.
Shooting cotton balls.
It's very cute, whimsical and everything, but it's supposed to be phenomenal.
Okay.
And I, like, every Tuesday, I don't know why I do this, but every Tuesday, I always go on to the Nintendo Switch, and I always go to the market, the eShop, and I go, like, to Coming Soon, just to see what's coming out down the road.
Okay.
And I saw that they're releasing Cotton Reboot, the exact same game I would have gotten physically. They're doing a digital copy, and one of the Darius Burst, which is part of the Darius series, obviously. EX something or other extended is also being released digitally. I'm like, because I'm paying euros for the physical copy,
right?
And this is going to be US dollars for the digital. The Darius Burst game is a little different than the one I'm going to be getting for the physical copy, so I left that alone. But the Cotton Reboot, it was going to be the exact same thing, whether I get it from the eShop or I get it from Strictly Limited. So I'm like, you know what? I paid 40 euros for the physical copy plus shipping, and I can pay $40 US dollars for the digital copy. So I went ahead, I emailed Strictly Limited. I'm like, hey, can you please cancel my order? And they are very easy to cancel orders. A lot of the websites, for some reason, once they get your money, they don't want to give it up. So they were very kind enough. I was able to cancel the physical copy, and when it comes out in a couple of weeks or in a month or so, I'll pick up a Cotton Reboot. But where do you draw the fine line of saving money versus physical?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends, because if the difference isn't that much, I think it's fine to spend the extra couple bucks. If it's a significant amount, then I would just say, like, stick to digital.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But again, like, I'm also more of the mind of, like, buying the physical retro games that I used,
Oh yeah, no. Well, technically this game's kind of retro. It came out in the 90s, so.
Okay, that counts.
Hey,
so
speaking of which, at what point for you would you go out and re-buy a game that's being re-released for a modern console, even if you already own the original copy?
Well, I mean, up until this point, I think first off, it depends on a couple of things.
Okay.
One, do I still have the original system accessible to me to play it on? In a lot of cases, the answer is yes, but
better be. I've seen your setup.
Yeah, you've seen my setup, my former setup. But also at the same time, it's like, I don't know It's easier, obviously, to play on like a newer system. So I guess it depends on whether like how often I feel like playing it. If it's a game where it's like, oh, I'm going to play this for months, I would probably buy it on a newer system as opposed to playing it on the older one. There's that. And then there is it a remaster? Like, did they update it? I would love to see like an update to certain games. Like perfect example was like when I rebought Night Trap from Limited Run Games.
Boo.
Great website, Limited Run Games. They sent me Night Trap.
And Night Trap was the one that set me off too.
Yes, it was. I know, that's why I bring it up. But a lot easier for me to play it on my PS4, now PS5, PS4, than my Sega CD or JVC XI, because my Sega CD doesn't work. Paging Jack, fix my Sega CD. But have I tried what?
The JVC XI.
Oh yeah, it works great.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, so I think it's like a combination of things. It's also like, and again, it's also like ease of access. So perfect example, like for the Switch, when I travel, obviously, that's the system I take with me. So if there's something retro re-released that I want to play, I'll get it on the Switch so I can take it with me. So, there are a number of factors that I weigh in. I don't just run and buy a digital copy just because it's a re-release. So,
do you factor in a game that you played multiplayer with a possible psychotic roommate where you get to the end of it and it just gives you the payoff is nothing? Is it worth to rebuy that game?
It would definitely be worth rebuying it if I got to play through it with him again. Yes.
I might have to purchase it for him then.
Yeah. Well, let me rephrase that. Play through it again with him and live stream the entire experience.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yes.
Good Lord. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is being re-released for modern consoles. That's what we're getting at, because Anthony played it with Frank, who's been on the show before. Frank, co-host of the Better Half podcast.
Yep.
And you guys, what happened? You guys got to the end. I never beat it.
We played it on our GameCube. We get all the way to the end, and then a black screen comes up and just says like "to be continued" or something like that.
Here's where to buy Dark Alliance 2.
Right, and this was obviously before Dark Alliance 2 even came out. And the two of us just stared at the screen, and then all I heard next to me were the expletives.
Might as well drop them now. We already have.
That was your fault. You set me off with your game that you need to return. So stop it. Here come the curse words.
Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance was actually supposed to already be re-released for modern consoles. Apparently, it's supposed to be in 4K on the Xbox and the PS5.
Yep.
Of course, Nintendo is going to be Nintendo Switch. This is definitely a game I know I have. I think on the PS2. I've actually rebought this even back then. I think when I stopped playing my GameCube. No, I might have sold it back on for the GameCube and then repurchased it for the PS2.
I believe I did the same.
Yeah.
I remember trading in the GameCube one based off of our experience. So
I'm done, and I never want to see this
again.
Not to
mention, I don't think it was allowed to stay in the apartment anymore because I think Frank would have literally destroyed it. So I just traded it in for what I can get. But now I have Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2 on my PS2.
And now be careful, because there is separate Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2. Then there's Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance and Dark Alliance 2. And
I had Baldur's Gate, the original one, on my PC. Actually,
I think it played a little differently than Dark
Alliance. It was a little different. Well, obviously it was different controlling it with the mouse and all that stuff. But yeah, it was definitely a little different.
And I know they're releasing a brand new game, Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, which is like an over-the-shoulder third person view, unlike Dark Alliance.
Yes, which I'm actually very curious about as well. So I want to check that out.
Dark Alliance, though, hopefully it'll get released soon. I don't know if there's a date necessarily set for it. Like I said, it was supposed to already drop. But another game that I think will pick up, because that game started my love for that style of just hack and slash, which ended up and I don't remember which came out first, Diablo or Dark Alliance. Someone will yell at me about that, but that's how I kind of fell in love with Diablo 2, how I absolutely fell in love with Diablo 3, and looking forward to Diablo 4. But to have Dark Alliance again in the collection and to get it jacked up to 4K, I hate to say it, my Switch is not because I don't love the Switch anymore, it's just kind of going to the wayside now that I have the Series X. I don't have the PS5 yet, but because I have the Series X and this gorgeous new television, I love it. At 120 refresh rate.
It's a family show.
You ruined that already.
Hey, you can bleep out what I did.
The Xbox Series X, just everything looks so beautiful on that TV. I'm starting now to lean, even though I know you have your PlayStation, but now I'm leaning back to Xbox for a little while, probably until I get my hands on a PS5. Then maybe I'll bounce back.
Well, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people are leaning towards the Xbox right now because I'll be honest, the PS5 haven't really put out a lot of games.
Exclusive, not really a lot of exclusive PS5 games.
Yeah, so
and you can kind of say the same for the Series X, but I feel like the Series X is just kind of treating it a little differently than the PS5, than PlayStation is with the upgrade. Because they weren't really, I mean, they're upgrades, but they're not, I guess they're considered next gen, I guess. Because the Series X is just a Xbox One X on steroids.
Yeah, basically.
So, and it's heavy.
Well, there's also rumors for the PS5 that they're going to be releasing a new version of the PS5 console. So hang out for a little bit.
Well, good, because they're already announcing new colors for their controllers, yet I still cannot get my hands on a console. So I don't know why they're out of order on that.
Well, they said that, and they also said that consoles are probably going to be short going all the way into next year. So.
Fantastical.
Yeah, so I'm glad I got mine at launch.
And now my PS4 is just a glorified HBO Max streaming.
You know, well, that's better than my Xbox One, which has been a paperweight for about 2.5 years.
The Series X is like 37 pounds. It's crazy.
Well, trust me, the PS5 isn't light either.
So we'll see.
Not to mention that it looks like a giant router. So.
It does, right? It does.
When you stand it up, it's just a giant router.
Awesome. So a lot of cool re-releases coming out. One more thing I want to mention real quick before we get, we actually have an anniversary this week. And I don't know if you saw this, but we talked about this before. It's the 25th anniversary this year of Tomb Raider.
Yes.
And if you go to Square Enix...
And I promised to go back and finish Tomb Raider 2 so I can take the wrapper off of my Tomb Raider 3.
I can't believe you still have it sealed. And I believe you, too.
I refused to play it until I finished 2.
I felt like that with Kingdom Hearts 2, and then I just started playing 3.
I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 2 yet because I can't get through Chain of Memories, thank you.
Oh, well, you're doing it in full order. That's your problem.
Yes,
you should get it in release order.
Well, no, because if I wanted to do it in full order, shouldn't I have to play like 0.02 first or some garbage like that? I don't know which one that is.
Probably. Who knows?
Oh, man.
So there's a wonderful blog up over at Square Enix website about Tomb Raider. Some great stories. They're doing all the games in chronological order. Some great things to download, crossword puzzles, art, all this stuff. But what I really saw that was very interesting, and Ant, I think you're going to want to download this because I think you got a really good printer. It will make sense for you. For Tomb Raiders 1, 2, and 3 on the PlayStation, you can download reimagined box art for the systems. I mean, for the games. So I'm just gonna.
So is it with Angelina Jolie on the cover, or what's her name?
Yes, the other one.
The other one.
I prefer the other one.
I can't remember her name. Alexandra something.
I don't. The movie was good. I enjoyed the movie. I'm just not an Angelina Jolie fan. I'm not saying she's terrible.
No. I'm talking about the new person.
No, I know.
I can't remember her name.
I know. I'm trying to look it up now. And I just sent you a link to the blog here, which is for Tomb Raider 3. And if you want to find the other two covers, you can backtrack it from there. But these covers look really, really cool. I don't know if we'll be able to post them up here to show. But they're very just straightforward. And I plan on printing them out and redoing my jewel cases.
Cool. Yeah, Link's very excited about it.
Where is he? I'm not looking.
He just came. He just came right up to
Oh
me.
God, there. Good. This is a new thing now. Is
This is a
this
new
new
thing.
even
This is,
off camera?
yeah, off camera. This is our quality time now. I sling him over my shoulder
Look at
like a
that.
sack
He's
of potatoes.
just asleep. He just falls asleep like that.
Yeah, he's just up there. He's
Please
just
tell
up
me he
there.
falls asleep like
Right
that at
by you.
night.
No, he does not. Hey, buddy.
He's like, can you shut up so I can go to sleep?
Yeah, he's like, you know what? He's like, hang up on your friend. Let me sleep on your damn friggin' shoulder and be done with it.
Alicia Vikander.
Thank you. I knew it was an
From the
A.
movie.
Yeah, I remember her in something else too, but whatever.
Look at
Anyway,
him. Amazing.
um,
So
So,
these
yeah.
box arts are pretty cool.
all right, I'll definitely take a look at it, and I'll see if I'll pop them up in here. Maybe.
Yeah, I like the Tomb Raider 2 one. If you click
There
the
we
Tomb
go,
Raider 2 one, it's
buddy.
very,
Oh no, not the wire.
very, very bright.
You're gonna trip.
Eh,
heavy.
we don't need a cat dying on this episode, please.
No, we almost had a cat vomiting on the last one.
Now we just missed it too. That would have been phenomenal.
Just in the background,
Whatever.
we can hope it'll happen one day.
Keep it up. Maybe one of us will.
Well, you know what? You before me, I'm pretty sure.
Whatever.
All right, moving on.
All right, let's get into this week's anniversary, shall we?
Sure, go for it.
Why not? Oh, excuse
Little do
me.
you know that I have a second one.
Oh, do you? I didn't know that.
I do.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll touch on this one first.
Please.
Because we have it up and running in front of us. 15 years ago, almost, actually, to the day that we're recording this, to be honest with you. And in one of the rare situations where the game was actually released here in North America first,
Yep.
before even Japan. We're talking about, for the Nintendo DS, new Super Mario Brothers.
Yes.
So the game was released May 15th, 2006 in North America, 10 days later in Japan. Australia, Europe got it in June, respectively. 30 million copies of this game were sold worldwide, making it the best-selling game on DS, one of the best-selling games, period. And you have to put yourself in the shoes of a DS player in 2006. New Super Mario Brothers is a traditional side-scrolling Mario game. And to think about it like this, at that point, when this game came out, it was the first traditional side-scrolling Mario game since Super Mario World.
Wow.
Like, not even counting, like, the Yoshi games or anything, because that
course.
more featured Yoshi. So this was, I mean, what, 91 to 06? So a game, and don't get me wrong, Super Mario 64, phenomenal. Sunshine was great, but we were itching for a side scroller, and we got it, and this game hit on every level. Literally.
Yeah, I have to take your word for it. I never played it.
I know. But, you can you?
Can you?
I think you can
Virtual
download it
Console?
on the Wii U. I know
okay. My Wii U is packed up, but when I unpack it,
the new Super Mario Brothers 2, I think, is definitely available on the Wii U. I'm pretty sure you can download this. I mean, the game is a traditional Mario game. There's really nothing to it, copy and paste.
Yeah.
But it's been it's a genre and a formula, I should say, that has worked since day one. So no harm, no foul. The game there's really nothing much to talk about as far as the gameplay, because it is a traditional Mario game. There are new power-ups, which were introduced in this game that were used definitely later on. Like, for example, the giant mushroom that made you grow very tall.
oh yes,
And basically just let you plow through literally everything in front of you, pipes included. What was that? Was that the T-Rex? I thought I heard a T-Rex behind you.
maybe they thought I turned on Flight Simulator.
They also have mini mushrooms that cause you to shrink. And what happened was there were actually some branching goals to get to, because if you just went straight through the game, you actually did not hit every world. At some points, you had to shrink yourself to become mini to find the alternate paths that would
Yes.
eventually unlock different worlds.
Yeah, and that's kind of that's always the genius stuff about Mario games, because they always find ways to take what's already existing and works, just reinvent it a bit, and then it's just a whole new experience.
No, yeah, and again, what worked in the past would just find little tweaks. What was great about you playing it on the DS, the top screen was the gameplay, and then the touch screen itself really didn't lend too much into the game, especially at a time when the DS came out. Like everything, to obviously because they want to take advantage of the system, everything took advantage of the touch screen. But in this game, really, that second screen, for some reason, gave you a map, which I never really understood. Really, just told you how far you were from the goal. It told you, it kept track of the. Remember the Yoshi coins in Super
Yes.
Mario World? Well, here they were just star coins,
Okay.
3 per level, so it kept track of those. But it also kept the kind of like in Super Mario World when you already had a power up and you got another power up, it stored it.
Oh, okay.
And it just stored it to the bottom. So you can just, even like when playing with your thumb, just hit that screen and then, the extra power up comes through.
Always helpful.
There were 6 power ups in total in the game. You got your traditional Super Mushroom, Fire Flower, and Star. The other ones, like I mentioned, were the the Mega Mushroom, as they called it, the Mini Mushroom, and stolen straight out of Mario Kart, a blue shell.
Ooh.
So it actually, if I remember it correctly, I think it made you look like when you were the Hammer Brothers in Super Mario Bros. 3, something like that. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. So again, like I said, there's really nothing to it to explain. It's one of those games where just play it, you're gonna love it. And at the time, it was so refreshing to see this type of Mario game come back. Even kind of like today, I'm still, we got Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, which was just a re-release of Super Mario Brothers on Wii U. Excuse me. That I'm still kind of hoping for a brand new, and Super Mario Maker kind of did it, but like a brand new side-scrolling Mario game. But like I said, when this came out, it hit on every level. It was 9s and 10s across the boards. This game, everybody loved. There really wasn't anything bad to say about it, and it did kickstart though what we got with New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the DS, actually more on 3DS, and then the games on the Wii and the Wii U. So it brought back a genre that was gravely missed.
Okay. Well, it definitely sounds like a Mario game I should play.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on the Virtual Console. Oh, you know what? Maybe not, because I don't see it listed.
Well,
So
maybe for all we know, it could have been on for the 35th anniversary and they pulled it.
No, not that. I definitely don't remember seeing for that one.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's the thing with the like we've talked about this a million times. Like I never played handhelds.
Mm-hmm.
Now all these handhelds are available on Virtual Console, these handheld games, so I can go back and pick them up.
Yeah, this is definitely one that you want to play.
All right, fair enough.
So yeah, 15
cool.
years. Happy birthday, new Super Mario Brothers.
Very, very cool. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then I have a quick one to throw out there, and it's only because I think we may have missed it in February, where it officially celebrated its release in Japan, but it was released in North America last week, I believe.
Okay.
But we are at the 20th retro birthday for Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages and Seasons.
Wow, really that long? Yeah, it makes sense.
2001.
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah, 20 years of Ages and Season. And I've started Ages and haven't completed it yet. And I have Seasons also that I want to play. So, and I will say, to your point, like that's the perfect example, based on what you said about the new Super Mario, where it's like handheld games I did not play that I'm actually enjoying. Like Ages, when I was playing it last year, I was having a blast. I took a break from it and haven't been back in a while, but I'm looking forward to going back and finishing it and then seeing how it affects Seasons when I pick that up as well. So, but yeah, 20 years of that game.
Yeah, I had
both games actually.
Yeah, because they came out together, kind of like a Pokemon.
Like Pokemon.
Game.
Yeah.
Capcom was in charge of doing those games, and they did a wonderful job. Capcom really can't go wrong with. And I remember I picked up Seasons. I know you started Ages. I started Seasons. God knows I never finished it. I did eventually pick up Ages on the 3DS Virtual Console. So I have one physical copy, one digital copy. And that's
of course you have them that way.
No. I mean, well, there was no digital copy back then. And with the games, Yeah, that's one that Zelda. Like I got to figure out next time how long it takes me where I stop playing the game, where I go, you know what? Let me just erase my save and
And
let me
go
just
back to the
start all
beginning.
over again.
No. I do that. I do that every once in a while, but in most cases, I try and pick up where I left off, because I just feel like I've already made it a certain way through. I'll figure it out from there. It's fine.
I kind of do it sometimes just to get enthralled into the story, because then
Yeah,
I
that's true
forget what's
too.
going on.
You forget the story part. Yeah, no, that's understandable too.
But hey, happy birthday! Definitely two great Zelda games,
Yes,
and I believe maybe the last Zelda games on the Game Boy Color before it
color
went to Game Boy Advance.
wouldn't surprise me at 2001. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I'm trying to think. No, because then Minish Cap came out, which was awesome, but that came out on Game Boy Advance.
okay,
All
fair
right,
enough.
cool,
Cool,
very
cool.
very good. All right, so a couple of wonderful birthdays, North American
Yep,
birthdays, and I think
very
we'll
cool.
start to get ready to wrap it up. You have some news?
Yeah, I got some quick news bits, some fun stuff.
What do we got?
One thing that I just recently found, which I think is really cool, um, is we all know and love the PlayStation 1, right? Which is one of the best consoles ever.
Absolutely.
But a retro gamer has built a working Lego PS1 console.
Wait. What do you mean a working Lego PS1?
He took basically the motherboard and the
Yeah.
piece from the PS1, and then he basically built a the Lego version of the console
That's a
around
mod.
it.
Holy cow.
You want to talk about a mod? It looks hysterical.
Does it? I gotta see that.
It's just awesome because I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, that's really funny. It doesn't have the top on it. You just put the disc in, but it's basically surrounded
Oh,
by the
okay.
yeah. It's maybe it does have a top. I don't know. I haven't looked all the way through this. It's just
Maybe
really
just snapped
really
off.
yeah. Maybe it did. It does have a tendency
No,
to do that.
that's actually really cool. It's kind of like along the kin of you ever see like when people make the glass housing units
Yes.
for systems.
Yep. So yeah. So apparently, this retro gamer bought this PS1 at a local like sale.
Mm-hmm.
Like a garage sale, something like that, for €1.
Oh wow, boy, they're
One
dirt cheap
euro.
over there.
And I guess the console itself was in bad shape.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically cleaned it out, saved the motherboard and the other pieces that worked, and then he just built the Legos around it.
I wonder if he can build a Lego kit for.
The Virtual Boy.
I still have it over here. I never put it.
No, I think I think those are some things are beyond repair. That would be one of them. I still take pride in that. So yeah, so that was a really cool thing to see, a Lego PS1 console. Okay, a couple other things. One, rumors are coming out because Sega is celebrating their anniversary coming up.
They have a lot of anniversaries.
Yeah, they have a lot of anniversaries coming up. I know Sonic's 30th is coming.
Yes.
But they're talking about bringing back some classic games. And when I say classic, we're talking Virtua Fighter.
Oh, wow.
Panzer Dragoon.
Ooh.
And a game that also turned, well, no, it's not. It's 22 years old now because of arcade. Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi. That's
So,
22.
It came out in 99 in the arcade. So, and then on the Dreamcast in 2000.
Yeah.
But apparently somebody saw in a presentation at Sega that their new 5-year plan included those titles. So it's very possible that we may be seeing some new games in those franchises.
That'd be cool. I know they released or re-released Panzer Dragoon recently.
Yes.
It's like one of the
And
few
by
games.
the way, Panzer Dragoon Saga for Saturn.
What is
The
it going
price,
for now?
the prices for that game, like $4,000.
Wow. Sealed?
Not even sealed, just a complete copy.
Good Lord.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, the Saturn is an expensive system to.
So some stuff coming out there. Another rumor from Sega. And again, Sonic is turning 30 next month, I believe, sometime in June. So there is a rumor that Sega is going to be kind of doing something like what Nintendo did with Mario's 35th.
Oh my God! Imagine
that they're going to make some announcements and things like that.
Probably
don't know
E3.
exactly what's going on. It probably at E3. But there is a rumor going around that they are going to be releasing Sonic 3 and Knuckles in a new Sonic collection. And it may include a remaster. So
Wow.
that could be really interesting.
Yeah, they never really, like, all these like Sega Genesis collections that they do. I don't really remember seeing Sonic and Knuckles attached to them.
No, not really.
And even Sonic 3 to a point. And I wonder if Sonic 3 has trouble a lot of times with re-releases because of the music. Because there was a certain someone who did the music that wasn't credited.
Yeah,
though.
but you just changed the music, you know?
I guess.
But again, also, that was the issue with 3. There were a lot of legal issues surrounding Michael Jackson composing the music for Sonic 3. So but we'll see. But there's a rumor that we may be getting it, so we'll see what happens.
That'd be cool. Get like a Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, in a thing. Oh man.
And who knows? It may be released as like, Sonic 3 and Bubbles. Instead of Knuckles. There you go. How about that?
Oh, poor Bubbles.
He might be dead. Moving on.
All right, cool. Maybe it'll come out with the sequel, the movie sequel. So,
we'll see. Speaking of movie sequels, Detective Pikachu, the sequel wrapped production.
Did it really? I didn't even know they were doing it.
Yeah, it's already wrapped. It's in the can. It's ready. It's ready to get edited.
How are they going to do that? I wonder.
The same way they make any movie.
No, I meant the story.
See what happens, Larry, is that do you need me to walk you through movie production?
I've seen production. I've been in meetings. Thank you.
All right. Well, good for you. Anyway, in other Pokemon related news, and I just thought this is a humorous thing to bring up. So, Target, the store, we know Target, right?
Yes, Target.
There's always this section in Target where you can go and buy trading cards, baseball, basketball,
I read about
football,
this. Yes.
Pokemon. So Target recently now has decided or have announced that they are temporarily suspending trading card sales in their stores moving forward.
Nope.
They're saying temporarily. You can still buy them on their website, but you cannot go to the stores to purchase them. And why is that, you might wonder?
Because of some maniac.
Because trading cards have become like this huge thing all of a sudden. Like everybody is just running to purchase trading cards. And it's also because the value of trading cards have skyrocketed in the last couple of years for some odd reason. Like there was the original Charizard card from the first Pokemon set that sold for like $400,000.
Yep. Trading card, that world is wild.
Yeah, it's absolutely wild. So apparently, and this wasn't related to Pokemon cards, but I think it was related to like some type of baseball card or something.
Or football, maybe. One of the sports,
Yeah, one of the sports cards. But a guy was walking into the parking lot with the cards he purchased, and he basically got jumped by 4 other people or something, like by a bunch of other people fighting him over these trading cards.
Oh,
not exactly sure.
Okay.
What did you hear?
I heard Target employees were threatened. Their lives were threatened, saying like, like either there was someone was stealing cards or demanding to buy or something like that. It was just getting crazy.
Yeah, it was getting crazy. But this was one where here it is. I'm reading this.
Okay.
A 35-year-old man was assaulted by 4 men aged between 23 to 35 over the trading cards. He had to pull out a gun to defend himself.
Oh, maybe that's what I heard. Okay.
Yeah, no shots were fired.
Okay.
And the attackers fled, but still, like, it has gotten to that point. So now Target has decided, and they've announced that Target is no longer selling Pokemon cards in stores to ensure the safety of our guests and team members.
Magic, though. Magic cards are still being sold.
Magic cards are still sitting on the shelf because nobody cares about Magic, apparently.
Poor Magic.
But yeah, so this is affecting MLB, NFL, and Pokemon cards as of May 14th.
Insane.
Yeah, just frightening. I mean, although GameStop may still have Pokemon cards, so you can go battle each other there.
Can you imagine? Give me those cards. What do you got? And all of a sudden, like a Pokemon trading card game breaks out, but exactly, like a really physical one.
It's like, oh, if you want these, you're gonna have to play for them.
Some guy gets bonked in the head.
No, a table just appears between them magically, and off you go.
Someone gets bonked in the head with a plastic Pokeball.
Exactly. So yeah, so for all you Target shoppers out there, no more trading cards for you.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Shame.
Ding. All righty.
That's all I got for news.
That's all you got? All righty.
That's enough. We end on a battle.
I think so. As usual, end on a high note.
Exactly. End on violence.
Yes, that too. So, all right, we'll wrap this one up then.
Cool.
Kind of like I said, a lot of this was leftovers from last week that we meant to get to, but just didn't because we were having so much fun last week.
Yep. Oh, one last thing to announce, of course, and I know neither of us have watched it yet. Castlevania season 4 dropped as of May 14th, I believe.
Yesterday, yeah. From the recording.
Yes. So Castlevania's out there for everybody to watch, see how the series ends. Larry, I know you'll be watching. I'll be watching. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
At some point in the next couple of weeks, we'll throw a review up on our episode.
Definitely. Yeah. All right, cool. And speaking of which, Ant, where can they find us?
You guys can find us at facebook.com/retrogamerspodcast, on Instagram at retrogamerspodcast, on Twitter at retrogamerspod. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts, or you can watch us on YouTube and IGTV.
Yes.
You can also email us at theretrogamers.com.
Very good. And thank you very much. Awesome.
The pleasure was all yours.
Yes, it usually is. I feel like
it always is.
And of
that's
course,
how this works. That's how I keep doing the show.
I'm going to leave you on this.
Yeah. You're not going to be happy when I break into your house. Because not only will I fix that game for you, I'll also fix some of those pop vinyls behind you.
Don't even touch any of them. What's wrong with them? Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Enough said. Made you look.
Nothing wrong with
Made you look.
Oh, gosh damn it. All right, folks. We'll be live from my apartment next week on the Retro Gamers Podcast.